Hey guys, we are looking at area formulas for four basic shapes: a rectangle, a triangle, a parallelogram, and a trapezoid. Let's take a look. So the directions say calculate the area of each figure. The first two figures that we're going to take a look at are a rectangle and a triangle. And honestly, these formulas don't get any easier. Rectangle's formula is just length times width. That's it. So anytime you see a rectangle and you're asked to find the area, you simply multiply the length and width together. The length is always the longest side, the width would be the shorter of the sides. However, since multiplication is commutative, it really wouldn't matter which order you multiply them in. So here, if I see I have a length of 13.5 and a width of 4, I would simply multiply those two together, and my result is 54 units squared. Remember, area always gets squared. In a triangle is really half of a rectangle or half of a parallelogram. So we multiply not the length and width, we refer to it as the base and height, but we then multiply that one by 1/2. Or you can think about it as multiplying the base times the height and then just dividing it by 2. It would mean the exact same thing. So here, when I look at this triangle, I see that I have a base of 10. I have a height of 3. Always note that the height of anything is always perpendicular to the base. So you can see that this dashed line here, this segment, talking about the height of 3, has a right angle with the base. That's always where the height would be. So if I was to plug these numbers in, it would be A equals 1/2. The entire base, my base is 10, times the height of the triangle, which is 3. Now, because multiplication is commutative, I could multiply these three numbers in any order that I want. I could think of what's half of 10? Half of 10 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Or I could do 10 times 3 is 30. And what's half of 30? 15. It does not matter what order I multiply in, I'm going to get the same result. And for this problem, it's 15 units squared. Next two, I have a parallelogram and I have a trapezoid. So parallelogram is basically the same area formula as a rectangle. Instead of length times width though, it's the base times the height. Now we just saw base and height being used for a triangle, and that's because a triangle's formula is really half of a parallelogram. It's interesting. So here, when I look at this diagram, the base of this parallelogram is 16. The height of the parallelogram is 9.8. Again, notice it's perpendicular to the base. And I just simply multiply them together. 16 times 9.8 would give me 156.8 units squared. Easy. Last one, area of a trapezoid. Now, the area formula for a trapezoid is a little bit more complex. However, when you start to plug the numbers in, we realize that it's actually pretty easy. So the area formula is 1/2 times the height. If I look at this trapezoid here, I can clearly see the height is 4 times the sum of the bases, b sub 1, b sub 2. Now again, because addition is also commutative, it does not matter which one you technically label as your b sub 1, b sub 2. I maybe tend to put my base up top and call that my b sub 1, so 5 would be the b sub 1, 9 would be my b sub 2, my second base. But for the bases, it wouldn't matter if I added 5 plus 9 or 9 plus 5, it's going to give us the same result. So when I plug these numbers into this formula, 1/2 times the height of 4 times the sum of the bases, 5 plus 9. Okay, this is now A equals, what's half of 4? Half of 4 is simply 2. 5 plus 9 is 14. And then I would do 2 times 14, and 2 times 14 is 28. And so the area of that trapezoid would be 28 units squared. Pretty easy. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.